Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at Unit 1, Lesson 4 on secondary storage. Now, computers need to be able to store programs and data when the power is switched off. Secondary storage is used to hold this data and the programs when the computer is not in use. There are three categories of secondary storage. We have magnetic, which is an example of this is the hard disk drive, or we call it HDD. We have the optical, examples of this are the CDs, DVDs, and Blu-ray disc. We have solid state drive, examples of this are like your USB flash drive and your solid state drive, your SSDs. Now, when you talk about magnetic devices, such as the HDD or the hard disk, it uses magnetic fields to magnetize tiny individual section of a metal spinning disc, and it is used to move across a surface when in the read and write process. Okay, these are normally fairly cheap devices, and they're normally durable. However, they are very susceptible if they fall because of the spinning disc that makes it work. Also, you can't put them near any kind of magnet because if you do, it will erase the information that is on the disc. Okay, now let's talk about the optical drive. These used to be so annoying back in the days because just imagine you playing music or you're watching a DVD and then it's just scratching. Yeah, it was really annoying, but we didn't have a choice. We didn't have online storage and all these fancy storage that we have available now, so we had to use them. So optical disc uses laser to scan the surface of a spinning disc made from metal and plastic. When the laser shines on the disc surface, lines reflect the light back, whereas a pit scatter the laser beam. Okay, so this is something that has spin round and round and round and play the music or play the movies and so forth. Okay, and like I mentioned before, it easily damaged and it was a bit annoying, trust me. But however, it's what we had back then and we had to use it, and we were really comfortable using it because we didn't know better. All right, and then we have the solid state drives. Solid state devices are non-volatile. They use random access memory to store data indefinitely. They tend to have much faster access times than other sort of devices. So they're faster than like the hard disk drive and so forth. That's why we always say SSD is faster, okay? Because they do not have any moving parts, and that makes them also more durable. Solid state devices require little power, making them ideal for portable devices where battery life is a big concern. They also are portable because they're normally smaller. So if you look at these examples here, you can see that these devices are very smaller and they're easy to move about. There's no moving parts there, so it can't get damaged if you drop them. Basically, they will still work. Okay, here is a question that you can answer, and it speaks about, it also gives you possible answers, so you can just read through the question and then decide what you think the possible answers could be. Here is another question. This is a past paper question for you, as I always put one here. Let me know what you think. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and see you for unit 2. We are moving on to unit 2. Bye.